What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. This is episode 33 of C4CW. That's Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide. And I am your boy, One Sir Grove. The subject matter of this particular episode, movie trailers. 2018, 19, and beyond. By the way, this is a mobile podcast, and I hope that everyone's having a blessed day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, because, you know, who knows what time it is wherever you are in the world. Could be night, could be day, could be somewhere in between. So let's get down to business, man. I've been seeing some fucking ultra rad trailers, yo. I'm talking, man, I'm just gonna get to it. Don't you hate it when motherfuckers be like, I'm gonna tell you the main crux of what it is that I'm discussing. But first, anytime someone says that shit when I'm watching the YouTube video, I just want you to know, this is what I do. I skip to the middle of their video. If they still haven't gotten to the point, I go to the last few seconds and then I fucking turn the channel. That's what I do. So these cats that think that when they're communicating or they think that they're communicating effectively and they say, but first, before, I'm like, skip, fuck you, dude. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're a relative of mine. Fuck off. I just want to hear the nitty gritty shit, man. Fuck this but first. If people like my shit, man, they do. If they don't, they don't. Okay? So, anyway. Dope fucking trailers. Extra fresh, extraordinarily fucking rad trailers. Yo, man. First of all, I like that new Predator shit. That new Predator shit looks top fucking flight. I mean, man, that looks like they got some new technology shit going on. Okay? And then, what's this movie? Mortal Machines. I believe that's the correct title. Something about the Hobbit dude or group or production team. Fucking the Mortal Machines? Yo. I seriously believe that's going to be some extraordinarily fucking marvelous type shit, though. That shit looks magnificent, man. To use superlatives, it looks rad as fuck, bro. Yo, I saw that shit, I was tripping. And then there's this, you know what, man? I was flipping through YouTube videos and I was looking at old movies that came out like a few years ago. Jupiter Ascending. I saw that movie when I was tipping, little drank, and I was a little fucking inebriated and I just wasn't focused, man, in the right state of mind. And I was like, you know what, man? I do remember some highlights when I was fucking, you know, tilting back some fucking booze and shit. Let me go back and take it, because I like Mila Kunis. She cool. You know, I mean, I think she's a good actor and shit. So I was like, yo, man, what do I remember? And I was like, okay, I remember that. I remember some of it was like, it's a little iffy, but I remember there being highlights. So I was like, yo, let me take a sober look at it. So I went back and I looked at it on YouTube the other day, man, and I was peeping the trailer and shit, and I was like, yo, I don't even remember that shit. That shit, man, I gotta see that shit again. Jupiter Ascending, there's some shit in it where I'm like, but there's other shit where I'm like, yo, this shit is ultra fucking rad. What else have I seen, man? I saw that new Mars shit. I should know the name of it. It's an extra fresh, fucking looks spectacularly fucking well done, new sci-fi movie coming out. He got the little, she's a scientist aboard a ship, and it's like Mars this, and there's a little eye thing that's the AI shit, and he's basically like Hal from whatever the dude's name is from 2001. I might be mixing up some shit, but the AI motherfucking nigga gone rogue and shit. Same kind of deal. It's maybe an homage. I don't know, because the movie ain't out. Man, that shit looks fucking magnificent, though. I ain't gonna ruin it. You need to see the trailer. And I took a screenshot of it. Like, I should know the name of it. I'll come back to it after, you know, I do some better research on that. I just wanted to do a sporadic, spontaneous, kind of spur of the moment fucking show for y'all. You know what I mean? And so let me see. What other trailers have I peeped? Like, you know the Dumbo trailer? Hey, man, in my view, that shit looked tight. Like, for a good, lighthearted, but serious movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, I remember, look, man, I grew up, I like Pippi Longstocking. What is it? Bedknobs, bedknobs, fucking doorknobs, broomsticks. I can't even remember the name of that. I need to refresh my memory on that. But that movie, that story, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Peach Dragon. What was it? Was it Christian Family Robinson or whatever? Swiss Family Robinson, whatever the Robinsons, the Christians, whatever their fucking name is. That whole storyline. Man, I need a refresher, bro, on some fucking bros. On the literature. Wind in the Willows, Watership Down, all the old school shit that I used to read and that I was about it back in the fucking day, man. I need to get up to speed and just have it all dedicated to memory, because those are the best fucking stories of all time. But not for real, the Pippi Longstocking, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they making a remake of that? Aren't they redoing that shit again? They're like redoing and revamping and remaking everything. Pippi Longstocking, man, I read this information on Pippi Longstocking in terms of the backstory and the politics behind it and everything. And it was deep. And you know how the government was, they were opposed and abrasive and invective and inflammatory, and they were, they eschewed this whole concept and this woman and the writer, and I was like, yo, man, that's disrespectful. She's a woman and she's got some political views and stuff like that, man. You don't need to fucking hate her because of that. So apparently that's what Pippi Longstocking has to do with in terms of like the backstory on the writer and how it all came to be and all that. So it's not just a story. Like, there's a story behind the story. Y'all need... Look up the story behind the story of Pippi Longstocking, who wrote Pippi Longstocking, what it was about, politics, controversy. Look that shit up, though, for real, because it was interesting when I read it, like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Can't remember exactly, man. It's a little foggy. Let me see, what else is there, man? Going from memory, what's up, isn't there some new Superman that's supposed to be out because the last one flopped? I ain't seen the last one. Look, I like Ben Affleck. He's one of my favorite actors. I like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. I like those dudes, man. Those dudes are fucking dope. And I didn't see the movie that people were complaining about. Some people where they were like, oh, Batman versus Superman and blah, blah, blah. The movie was stupid and it could have been fucking blah, 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 blah. I haven't seen that one. I need to check it out. I might have a difference of opinion. I might like it. You know what I mean? I haven't seen Han Solo. I've seen like half Last Jedi, ultra fucking rad from what I've seen so far. But man, that shit is long though. And I was like, yo, I just ain't, man, I gotta finish this at a later time, man. This shit is heavy and shit. Loved it. Force Awakens, fucking Rogue One, the whole thing. I heard Disney slowing down because they've been making too many at a time. That's the word on the street through the grapevine that I'm getting. And yo, man, I peep all the different networks, man. Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, these. If I know that a reporter's just always saying, some journalist that critiques movies, if I know it's some fucking dick-sucking punk that's always just writing some negative shit all the time just to get some kind of attention, I saw the movie that everybody liked, and I just gotta let you know that I'm the one who doesn't like the movie, and they just want to deconstruct it and tear it apart. But it's not even really a good analysis. It's just some shock jock shit where it's not even likable. It's just like, right, dude, you hate everything that comes out that everybody else likes. Fuck off, right? Yeah, I don't read those columnists, man. I don't read those reporters. I don't read those reviews. I throw that shit in the garbage, set it on fire with the fucking lighter, stick match, fucking toss that shit in the toilet and flush that shit. Fuck all that. I don't read any of that shit, man. And I like to see movies, really, honestly, without even seeing any reviews. Not even knowing anything about a movie. Like, I don't know if you all have ever seen the movie Run, Lola, Run. Have you ever seen Run, Lola, Run? Yo, I heard so much about that movie. I didn't see it when it first came out. People were talking about it. It was at this film festival, this and that. And I was like, yo, there's a lot of hype behind this. There might be something to it. There might be something not to it. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I might see it at some point. Maybe not. I just happened to catch it. I was like, yo, I remember this. I was going through the fucking spectrum and I was like, oh, here it is. This is that movie, Run, Lola, Run. It's been out for several years. I didn't see it when it first came out. Yo, if you ain't seen the movie Run, Lola, Run, man, come on, though. Man, I urge you to see that flick and don't read anything about it. And don't ask anybody about it. Don't wiki it. Don't watch the trailer. Just fucking turn it on if you have access to it. And don't know anything about it before you see it. For real. You'll enjoy it much better that way. I've never seen Avatar. I heard Avatar 2 is in the works. That's interesting because I haven't even seen the first one that people rave about so much. Let me see. Saw Django. Loved it. That shit was tight. Quentin Tarantino, man, he be tripping. That dude, man. I know he gets under people's skin and shit. That's his whole style. Like Kill Bill and that whole thing, man. And his just like, his shtick. I get it. I mean, I like him, I mean, some people think, he's a little different and they're like, he's a little edgy. I like him, man. And I like the Kill Bill shit. And I like with the was it Uma Thurman? Is that even correct? Am I saying is that her? Maybe I'm off, man. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right name, but something like that. It's been years, man. It's a little foggy. But I like the whole Kill Bill. I've seen all of them. And Django, come on, man. That shit was top flight. Oh, I heard, speaking of top flight, I heard that Top Gun Part 2 is in the works. Don't know if it's true. Heard it was slated. And I heard that, Val Kilmer's in it. Don't even know if that's real. That shit could be fucking fake. Don't take my word for it because I have no fucking clue. I just read that somewhere and you never know, man. There's a lot of fake news out there, but that shit would be dope if Val Kilmer was in it. Man, let's see. That new Spider movie, in the girl spider web or whatever, girl in the spider web and the girl from the tattoo dragon shit. Come on, man. That shit, I mean, listen, I'm not a super literary, like, mastermind genius who knows all the names of all these books and novels and titles and movies and shit. I just be seeing little things and snapshots, man. So I don't know, it's not Along Came a Spider, because that was a different movie with the dude, who, Secret Service and all that. I'm talking about the girl with the dragon tattoo, whatever series. There's the new one, and the girl in the spider web with the girl and all that stuff. That's part of that shit. I saw that trailer. That shit looks especially fucking fresh. I'm with that shit, man, because I saw all the other ones, and I saw both the European, the original, and I saw the American versions. And I didn't really like the American shit. I like the European original shit. That shit was fucking tight, man, and that shit is deep as fuck. So, I've been peeping that. What else is out there, man? This in the news, man. Y'all got some movies, some trailers that you've been peeping. Logan's Run. This particular episode 33, I'm gonna end on this trailer because, I'm just kind of reaching for fucking what's out there that I've seen that I can't remember. Logan's Run comes to mind. Growing up, when I was a kid, man, I mean, I'm still a big kid at heart, man. I'm a sucker for Hollywood. As long as a movie ain't done incredibly, poorly, I mean, like, really terribly, fucking awfully, like, done, like, extremely poorly and badly. Like Howard the Duck, that movie was fucking stupid. One of the stupidest movies of all time, and I still don't even understand the movie to this day. I mean, I do. It's a parallel universe. He comes from some wacky duck universe. I mean, that shit was wacky as all get out, and I watched it when I was a kid. Looking back on the movie, dude, that shit is a nightmare movie. Like, that shit is creepy as fucking, that shit's on some Donnie Darko, goes even, like Susan Darko goes even more Darko, wacko, ducko shit, though. That shit is fucking psycho, just out of control, like horrifyingly badly done and just weird. That's a weird, like, alarmingly weird, fucked up movie, man. Howard the Duck, be careful watching that movie, because it might fuck with your mind, though. Because man, I just can't explain it. I watched it when I was a kid when there were a finite number of shows on HBO, Showtime, Movie Channel. And, kids, we just watched the same. It's like, all right, Howard the Duck's going to be on again. We just watched it 2 times. Shit, we got HBO, Showtime, Movie Channel. It's coming on again. Get ready to watch it for the fucking 25th time. Man, we used to watch movies like that. There was no internet. There were a finite number of fucking shows, programs, content. So something would come on. We're kids. We didn't really know how to control ourselves so much. So it was like, it's another movie playing over again. We're going to watch it for the 100th time. Yay! And, but some movies were fucking tight to watch over and over again. You really enjoyed them. I to this day, I can't really remember the middle of Howard the Duck, the end of Howard the Duck. All I know is that that's some disturbingly it's unclassifiable currently in my mind's eye. And I just remember it's something that's like, bad juju, weird, dark, fucked up shit. For real. There's another movie called Buckaroo Banzai, and you're probably like, Grove, you're trailing, like you're going off on a tangent. I'm not, because we're going to get back to Logan's Run. Buckaroo Banzai, that movie's a trip too, and it's on the order of Howard the Duck. In fact, the bad dude, in other words, the antagonist from Howard the Duck, if I'm not incorrect, if I'm not mistaken, he was the redheaded dude that was in those movies in the 80s. Am I getting mixed up here? Guys, can someone do some research on this? Was he in Howard the Duck, Buckaroo Banzai, and was he also the fucking antagonist in Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Is that the same redheaded dude that was like the bad dude that was like doing all the bad maneuvers and shit back in the 80s? Is that the same fucking guy? Anyway, Buckaroo Banzai was a weird movie too. Dude's like a super spy. He's a super scientist. He's a super ninja. He's a fucking ninja with like combat skills. Plus he's like a movie star. Like he's everything. Like Buckaroo Banzai's everything that's like incredibly fresh, but the movie's incredibly fucking stupid. Like Leonard Part 6 with, hate to say it, man, Bill Cosby. Those movies, Howard the Duck, Leonard Part 6, and Buckaroo Banzai. But now listen, there were some highlights in Buckaroo Banzai, like at the beginning, when he's in the fucking supercharged, like ultra secret, like DARPA level fucking time machine car where he's about to hit Mach whatever in the desert, and he straight like hits this beam of light, and he goes inside this rock wall, like granite rock wall of this fucking mountainside, and like DARPA or some secret agency, like on some Megaforce shit. Megaforce was a dope movie too, one of the raddest movies of the fucking 1980s. Megaforce. But he's on some shit like that, and these scientists are watching him. They're like, he's actually accessed hyperspace. That shit was weird and tight and dope, and that's some dope shit. But that was like the highlight of the movie. What I remember was the rest of the movie was ultra stupid, and it was just so Howard the Duck. It was like those movies crossed over, and I think it's the same dude as Howard the Duck, which might have something to do with the production, but I could just be mixed up. But what I do know is that they're both similarly totally fucking stupid movies. If I had to pick which one was better between Howard the Duck and Buckaroo Banzai, because of the hyperspace shit at the beginning where he goes through the mountainside and he like has some beam of light where he can access hyperspace, and he's literally navigating through solid fucking rock and exits on the other side like unscathed, and they got the data, and they're like, woohoo, he did it. He accessed hyperspace and made it. This is, by the way, a spoiler. And he made it through the mountainside. Like, you're just like, yo, that was actually quite impressive. The fact that he is a three-dimensional solid human being in a fucking rocket ship car that just accessed hyperspace and cold navigated through the rock fucking mountain. Like, I think he was traveling at hyper speed as well, and then came out the other side, like, totally intact. You're just like, yo, that shit was impressive. I don't remember there being anything impressive in Howard the Duck. That shit was dumb. Royally dumb and hella ultra fucking stupid dumb with no levels of fucking ultra freshness. Logan's Run, dude, was one of the ultra fucking raddest science fiction movies of, I don't even remember when it first came out. Now, when you do research, if you're a movie buff and you actually want to check out Logan's Run, I got to give you a little caveat, little heads up though. I, until about a year ago, always thought that the original Logan's Run was the black and white. Okay, no. Don't just. I'm rescinding that. Errata. Not black and white. That's what I was gonna get to. I thought that the original Logan's Run was kind of that like colorized shit, where it was like color vision or whatever they called it back then, where it had. I shouldn't even say black and white because it's going to ruin what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, listen. I always thought I knew the original Logan's Run. The Logan's Run that I saw that was like the romantic one, that was like, you know, it looked 70s or whatever. Apparently, dude, there's a Logan's, well, it's not apparently, there is. I found out a year ago that there's an original Logan's Run that is just some fucking crazy primitive shit, where I can't ruin it for you because Logan's Run, no spoilers can be applied with respect to Logan's Run. It's that official. Look, Logan's Run, dude, if you've never seen it, if you're a millennial and you're a sci-fi or even fantasy dude, chick, right? If you don't know about if you don't know about Logan's Run from the 1970s, you're pretty much smoking ice. That shit is one of the raddest sci-fi movies of all fucking time. Don't read anything about it. Don't wiki it. Don't fucking ask anybody about it. Just watch it. Now, if you find on YouTube some weird shit that looks like locomotive technology, I'm talking about like train, like choo-choo, okay? Like locomotive, like train, where it's those old like robots like lost in space. No, dude, that's some black and white shit that was made that was like, I guess, the original Logan's Run. I saw Logan's Run when I was a kid. Sorry. And that shit was fucking, and still is, one of the best sci-fi movies ever that's obscure and slept on. And a lot of people that talk about like Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, Star Trek, in any order, SG-1, Atlantis. I'm a fucking nerd. And so, Farscape, I know all these different shows, okay? All those shows, anything you can think of that's like nerd shit, that's like fanboy shit, I know about them. I've seen the whole index, the whole compendium of these shows. I just pretend like I don't know some of this shit sometimes just for effect, okay? So real talk though. This is part of my shtick. It's my sketch, right? It's my fucking show. It's improv. But yeah, for real though. Eon Flux. Just think Eon Flux, and I don't want to ruin it because honestly, if you're hip, if you're keen, and I'm gonna help you out with something where you're gonna be like, yo, that's tight that he pinned that because I never realized that before. A lot of people who have seen one or the other or both, they don't know. I'm the first dude that's about to point it out to them. They never thought about it. Or if they did, it didn't click until I just said this, what I'm about to say. Eon Flux, actually, there's an homage in Eon Flux to Logan's Run. And kind of a spoiler alert, and I have to prove it, but it could kind of give away the ending to Logan's Run. If you've seen the ending to Eon Flux, then you're like, oh, no shit. But it's different, but it's the same. And I hate to... No, I can't... damn. I can't tell you that either, man. Because if you haven't seen one of them, it'll ruin the other one. But I am going to tell you this. It's the ending. The ending of Eon Flux is essentially kind of sort of the same as the end of Logan's Run. And Logan's Run kind of sort of the same as the ending of Eon Flux. Though done differently, man, I can't tell you anything more. Because if you never really thought about it, when you go back and look at what I'm talking about, you're like, oh, no shit, never thought of it that way. I'm talking the very end of both of them. Eon Flux, clearly the ending is an homage to Logan's Run. Now, keep in mind, like I said, there's a black and white Logan's Run that's fucking weird. And even though I had seen the original Logan's Run movie that came out in the 1970s that was colorized, I didn't know until about a year ago. Okay, this is like fucking 38 plus years after I'd seen the original Logan's Run, or what I thought to be the original. I found out, man, just the other day, like last year, that there's an even older original, like the original Logan's Run. That's not the one that I'm asking you to watch. I'm talking about the one that came out in the 70s. By the way, there was a book by Monica Hughes called Devil on My Back. And Devil on My Back is a lot similar in my view. That's a dope fucking book. That book is the shit. I read it when I was in junior high school. Devil on My Back. I think it's Monica Hughes. That story is very similar, not in a bad way, but and there are a lot of stories that are similar to Logan's Run. Dude, Logan's Run's being remade, and honestly, man, like, I don't know, dude, it's hard to say. Like, yeah, I would say, man, even if you plan on watching the new one, watch the first one. Just check it out. Because who knows how they're, you know how they're remaking movies nowadays and you never know how they're going to end them, if they're going to be the same as the first one. I highly recommend watching the very first Logan's Run, the one that I was referring to, the one that came out in the 1970s, man. Even if you plan on watching the new one, and even if you didn't know that there was a new one, man, just go back and watch the original Logan's Run, man. Even if you've seen it, like, before. Because, man, that movie, seriously, it's up there with the most epic fucking sci-fi movies of all time. And a lot of these youngsters nowadays, when they be talking about these, like, sci-fi movies and shit, they don't even know about Logan's Run. I just hit them off like this. They'd be like, yeah, Star Wars and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh, for real? You like sci-fi? Yeah, I'm a sci-fi nerd as well. I'm hip to, Gundam and shit and All-Star Blazers and stuff. I don't know if you probably heard of Gundam and Mobile Suit. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas is like, what? Grove know about Mobile Suit? Come on, bro. I saw that shit when it first came out. I saw Zillions. I'm hip to that shit. You probably like Zillions. Wait, hold on. Let's go back and look at that shit. What is Grove talking about? Was there something called Zillions? Was that a video game? Was that a TV show? Was it both? Like around the time of, like, maybe slightly before, like, Silverhawks and, like, I don't know, man, Thundercats? Like, what Grove knows about this shit, man? Come on, man. I saw that shit. I was a PC gamer, fucking cyberpunk hacker when I was like fucking 5 years old, man. And I grew up, like, doing fucking QBasic, man, and DOS. Yeah. And that shit is legit. 5 1/4 floppy disk and shit. My aunt, she had the laser disc. And yeah, man, back in the day, there was a program. It was Zillions. And what you know about the video game R-Type? Are you hip to the video game R-Type? R is in Romeo -TYPE. R-Type? Dude, come on, man. Man, I used to play that shit at the arcade, the stand-up version. It's one of the raddest fucking stand-up arcade games, man. What you know about Arkanoid? You hip to the video game Arkanoid? Come on, man, I'm putting you on to some serious fucking game. So, go back, some years before that, that was going into the 90s, from the 80s, go back to the early 80s, man. I'm talking about Zillions. Zillion, right? You probably don't remember. I had to look it up myself because my boy who worked at Microsoft, man, when he was fresh out of college, when he was in college, he was one of the youngest dudes, like, at Microsoft. He and I, we grew up playing video games together, and we were in these high IQ programs together and shit through our school system. And one day we started talking, and I was like, yo, man, you remember that? You remember something called Zillion or Zillions? And he's like, huh, yeah. You're right. There was something, right? Was there? And I was like, yeah, dude, there was. And he was like, yeah, no, you're right. There was something called Zillions. And I was like, was that a video game? Was that a TV show? Man, we looked that shit up. That shit is legit. So, back in that time, man, that's when all this stuff, man, the movie Daryl. Come on, man, the movie Daryl, Flight of the Navigator, Black Hole. Man, come on, man. All these movies. The Last Starfighter, man. If you see the movie AI, right? If you go back and watch Flight of the Navigator, if you go back and watch Black Hole, if you go back and watch The Last Starfighter, Black Hole, Last Starfighter, and Flight of the Navigator, those movies, watch the end of AI and you'll be like, oh, I know what he's talking about. That's tight. No one's ever pointed that shit out before. And Daryl, the movie Daryl. Come on, man. That shit was just, man, the movie Real Genius. What you know about the movie Real Genius? Come on, man. I'm coming up on 30 minutes, man. I could just keep going, man, indefinitely on this shit. Those are the, man, fuck all these auto-tune kids and these kids with stupid mumble rap. Man, that shit's over, man. Let's take it retro. The new shit, I'm saying this. The new shit's even more retro than retro's ever been ever before. Okay? We went retro before, right? For a little time in the 90s, going into the early 2000s, that led to the skinny jeans and the Jordan jump ups and shit, right? And the old school with the throwback jerseys. Man, fuck all that noise. That shit was cool for like a hot second, but yo, we gonna take it even more ultra retro than it's ever been ultra retro. We gonna go back in time to some other stuff though that y'all probably either A, forgot about, or B, just never fucking knew about, or a combination thereof. That's what we finna do. And, yeah, man. Yeah. C. Objective C. What you know about Objective C? Yeah. LS-1. Word.